All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday Launchpad webinar. It's February 2nd, already in February. January went by very fast, and we look forward to today's going to be a very, I don't want to say long, but very brief and very action-packed webinar, if you will. We have a few things to share with you. So it's going to be one of the short version webinars. But thank you for all your feedback. We got some really positive feedback regarding our webinar last week, and Chris Ballin joined us, and we had some great questions in regards to WordPress and SEO. I know that we reached out to some ICs who had posted their questions, and unfortunately we weren't able to get to you. Moving forward, always post your questions, and if during the webinar we can't answer them, we'll make our commitment to make sure that we can answer them afterwards. The one thing that really stood up was in regards to WordPress, and obviously as a content management system, being SEO friendly, the level of security, and like any software or any content management system, it definitely needs its updates, its upgrades, whether it's the version of WordPress or the CMS itself, the shell itself, or whether it's plugins. So um, had some really good questions and have been able to connect with ICs offline to answer them. So if you do continue to have any more questions, just feel free to email Amalia, Michelle, or myself, and definitely we'll get you the answer based on our experience. We also have some good SEO questions, and definitely, again, if you come up with any additional questions, always feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help you. So today, I'm joined again by Amalia and Michelle, who are with me today, and we look ready to get started. Amalia?
Yeah, just want to say good morning to everyone, and thank you for joining us. I basically wanted to start off with what's sort of upcoming in the next, I would say, what, 2, and that would be, of course, Valentine's. So, of course, this is a huge deal. I know it may not be to some, but of course it is. And basically what they're basically advertising right now and making aware to everyone is basically Valentine's Day searches are starting now. And basically what they're trying to say is, and share with everybody, it's basically going to peak on, it'll depend on the category that what the items will peak from. So basically, looking at last year's trends, it was basically jewelry buyers waiting for the last minute, or basically other items that that people were searching on, and they basically generated a graph on what has been what's peaked, what's higher, what's been searched the most, and I found it a little interesting. So anyways, on this is what they shared on February 1st. It's here, and it means that Valentine's searches will start up and operate up until February 14th. The new data from Bing basically is providing key trends on the Valentine's Day related searches, which includes anything from gifts, candies, flowers, restaurants, jewelry, ad performance to help guide marketers' efforts to winning those consumers over. This week, you're going to start to see more activity than last week, but they're saying that the real surge of searches will happen the final week just before Valentine's Day. Basically, looking at last year's search history from Bing, the final week did spike up, basically dramatically on the desktop and mobile, for mobile in 2015. On desktop searches in the final week between February 8th to 14th, it increased by about 77%, while mobile searches rose about 71% from the prior week. You'll also find that overall, mobile accounted for 32% of Valentine's Day related searches, and 17% of the clicks on Bing, basically on Bing last year. The Bing data shows that Valentine's Day gift-related searches peaked on February 11th last year, while candy and chocolate searches didn't basically top up until February 13th. Go figure. Surprisingly, jewelry searches skyrocketed from February 12th right to the 14th. These differences basically point to the need for customized budget and basically bidding strategies depending on the types of terms and products advertisers are basically competing for in paid search. So basically, overall, to summarize this, overall click-through rates were highest between February 10th to the 14th, averaging about 4.9%. On the desktop, it was basically, I would say, it peaked in the afternoon, they found, of February 12th between 2 and 8. And on mobile, the last minute shoppers and reservation makers basically drove CTR's highest on Valentine's Day between 3 and 10 p.m. So I thought it was just interesting to share. I'm just like looking at all the peaks and the highs, and yeah, so just keep an eye on that. Armando, did you want to share anything on that?
Yeah, no, specifically for the consultants who are currently working with clients, that obviously Valentine's Day is it's a very strong season for them. I know
Mm-hmm.
that I would imagine, and I wouldn't be surprised if I'm just going to go back in one of the slides, but I wouldn't be surprised if AdWords, Google AdWords also, or paid search in Google has a very similar trends. And as you have mentioned, really, I mean, if you want to start, you got to start like now, February 2nd, February 3rd, because based on last year's data, both PC and mobile searches rose. Interestingly enough, though, as you have also quoted, PCs were actually, or desktop and tablets were searches were higher than mobiles. So this could be that people are most likely doing searches at work. Right. I don't know what times you were mentioning there because I kind of missed that part, but it seems that a lot of the searches do happen during the day, and when people are at work. So again, just for you, if you are running any campaigns, whether it be on Google AdWords or on Bing, make sure that have those campaigns launched within the next day or so. Make a very strong push for them, and there's a lot of data, as you have mentioned, from Bing that they've provided to advertisers, so they can benefit from last year's results. Interestingly enough, as you also have mentioned, when you look at the spike in searches for items such as jewelry, last minute shoppers pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
I guess there were jewelries where jewelry companies or jewelers were making that push also, as searches skyrocketed from the 12th to the 14th. So last minute shoppers, kind of wanted to get some of those last minute specials, perhaps. I'm not sure, but again, if you have a client who's flower shop, candy shop, jeweler, definitely recommend at least a seasonal paid search campaign, right? And I hope you've done that already, because it gives you a lot of data. I would imagine that also some of this data, if your client has missed out, let's say they're a candy company or a chocolatier, well, you know what? Easter's around the corner, so again, have them prepare and set for a seasonal paid search campaign to lift their traffic and their sales, right? So, and if they're a flower shop, again, look forward towards Easter and May, right, for Mother's Day. So it's very important that you prepare in advance, but some of the data that was provided from Bing is very valuable, specifically if you are about to launch, already launch, or are planning on launching within the next 2 days. So thank you for that, Amalia. Excellent. So great start with Bing. I wanted to share with you a little bit about some of the Google updates to the general guideline sections of their webmaster guidelines. Very long title. So as you know, Google has a support microsite, if you will, or support pages for webmaster guidelines. And from time to time, they do make changes. Some of them are very significant, and sometimes they're not. And in this case, they've actually, and I'm going to kind of go through them in a second with you. But Google basically updated the general guidelines section of the document, expanding on examples about how to help Google find your web pages, how to give them better ideas on what those pages are about, and how to make web pages that are good for your website visitors. The quality guidelines sections of the pages has not been updated. So the general guidelines section has been updated, but the quality guidelines section has not been updated. Bottom line is, if you're a consultant, please have a check, have a review of this. As a matter of fact, this you have to understand that this is good for if you're doing SEO, because you kind of under basic SEO pretty much. Google gives you the baseline information that you need to know, and very important that you double check that and have a look at it. It's also a good link if you want to share with your clients, because you can kind of educate them, right? As a matter of fact, you can actually use some of that data or content in some of your presentations. So you just give me a quick second. I'm going to share with you the link if I can here. And I will share the link, but I also want to share the screen. So just give me a second here. Okay, perfect. I hope you can see that. Please do let me know if you can are able to see that. That'd be great. Perfect. So as you can see on their webmaster guidelines, they even have a video for web spam content violations. So it's broken down into general guidelines and I said quality guidelines. So general guidelines, it's help Google find your web pages. So they kind of give you a whole breakdown of how this process works, help Google understand your pages, etc. The quality guidelines, as mentioned before, have not changed. And specifically in the quality guidelines, what they want to make sure is to avoid the most common forms of deceptive or manipulative behavior. Basically keeping your websites clean, keeping your your guidelines or keeping your structure of your site a very white hat SEO, if you will, right? Very clean, and try to avoid some of those basic principles of spamming, if you will, right? So they do have a whole list of guidelines, and it's also very helpful for you because if sometimes a client may ask you a question or you have a question, you can always come to this link, and it talks a little bit about what is cloaking, what's so negative about cloaking, sneaky redirects, hidden text or links, doorway pages, the negatives about doorway pages, for example. So again, very brief explanation, but it does give you enough information for you to be able to share with your clients, right? Follow good practices like these, monitoring your site for hacking and removing hacked content, so that way your site doesn't get blacklisted, for example. Preventing and removing user-generated spam on your site. So it does give you some baseline quality guidelines that you should be able to implement. Okay, so I know I'm getting a question, so perfect. I'm gonna just share that with you here. Here it is. So I would recommend have a look at it. Definitely, you know what? This is an area where you're kind of hearing it from Google themselves, right? It doesn't give you the secrets to SEO, but it gives you best business practices, right? And some of these practices you can share with your clients. I think I had another one. Yeah, there was another little bit of an update in regards to that. Like I said, the quality guidelines weren't really updated. However, what Google did come out and say was, we strongly encourage you to pay very close attention to the quality guidelines below. So where I kind of share with you. Again, the quality guidelines did not change, but the general guidelines did get a pretty big overhaul. In reviewing line by line, nothing stands out as being mind-blowing. However, it's important that you review them. Google did go through the efforts of adding a lot more content to this section, giving more examples, links to resources, and reorganizing the list to coincide with what is most important to the end user. So again, spend some time over the next few days, reviewing this, and I'm going to go back to the general guidelines so you can see. I mean, they even have a video, right, in regards to, like, as I mentioned, web spam. So web spamming. So they talk about sitemap files, robot.txt files. How Google or the robots crawl or manage crawling with the robots, right? Again, submit it to Google at google.com. Submit your content. How to properly submit a sitemap using the Google Search Console, also known or formerly known as Google Webmaster Tools. Again, definitely a lot of good information that you should review and be in tune with. Okay, so definitely wanted to share that with the group, and have fun. It's very important that you keep yourself abreast of what's being updated by Google, and keeping your website's SEO clean, or also keeping yourself up to date to what's going on. Okay, Amalia, I believe you have something that you wanted to share with us in regards to AdWords app, and I'll leave that with you to share with the group.
I guess, yeah. So basically, it's in regards to iPhone users, and the AdWords app for iOS has officially arrived. Basically, check AdWords campaign performance, change bids, and adjust budgets from your phone. Basically, we added there a little image so you can see what's configured there. And the AdWords app for iPhone users is finally available for basically everyone. Google officially announced this last Thursday, and the AdWords app for iOS is now available globally. In early December, Google had invited advertisers to join the iOS app beta through the holidays. With the app, you can get the campaign performance stats and the update budgets and the bids on the go. You can also take action on campaign suggestions and get billing and ad status notifications from the app as well. And you can also call an AdWords rep if you need any form of support at any point in time. So the quartet is complete. The rollout means that there are now AdWords and Bing Ad apps for both Android and iOS devices. So I definitely want to share that. And Armando, did you want to add to that as well, or?
Yeah, I think it's really good news, specifically for managing your accounts, your Google AdWords accounts or Bing AdWords accounts on the go. The beautiful part about this is that it's now available globally. I know that a few weeks ago we talked about this being available in the U.S., but now it's available globally. So this will definitely be a benefit to all of the consultants across the world that definitely like to keep an eye on their clients' accounts, right? I will tell you that I haven't had the opportunity to review it myself. I was going to talk to our paid search team to see if the robustness of the iOS as well as both Android as well capabilities. If you have multiple campaigns or if you're running a agency account, so I will probably get back to you on that. But if you are checking on a one-to-one basis and you have the app, again, very good. It provides you with up-to-date information on checking on your campaign performances. So, hey, if you haven't downloaded yet, and and you do have clients who you're managing their AdWords campaigns, make sure you download the AdWords app. And if you have any questions from our paid search team, feel free to email them to us, and we'll get you connected as we manage some of our the IC's AdWords accounts, okay, or AdWords clients AdWords accounts. Sorry. So excellent. Thank you, Amalia. I think that's very good news because it's a very good tool, specifically if there's issues, urgencies, you need to pause campaigns, you need to review campaigns, anything to do with, sites down, so you got to pause the campaign immediately, you're on the go and your clients are freaking out. Well, you know what? Now you have the app and you can do it on the go. So I think it's like should be part of your arsenal of tools. Thank you, Amalia. Excellent. Wanted to share a very short and simple article that I found on Search Engine Land called "Three Reasons B2B Marketers Must Embrace Mobile Now." And I know I'm preaching to the choir, so please do understand that I'm not bringing this per se for you, but for your clients. If you still have clients out there that are still behind the eight ball in regards to mobile marketing or even converting their websites to mobile and are still questioning why they should embrace mobile. Now, many B2B companies will say, you know what, my business is not B2C. My consumers are not on mobile. I deal directly with businesses, so I don't think this applies to us. Well, you know what? This article covers three reasons why B2B companies or B2B related driven companies should actually embrace mobile, right? And again, it's not a secret that statistics illustrate the growth of mobile device usage. That's already a given, and we've seen that actually last year the usage on mobile devices grew and exceeded PC searches, right? And usage last year, right? And last year, an estimated 75% of the U.S. population now owns a smartphone, and we also talked about the fact that mobile searches now exceed desktop searches. So that's already a given. But you know what? There's still non-believers out there. So why is it critical, specific for B2B, right? So mobile is critical element of any successful marketing campaign. But what does it increase? But what does increasing mobile usage mean specifically for B2B marketers? Why are so many B2B companies slow to adopt mobile marketing strategies? And how will this ultimately impact their business success? So have those questions ready, because these are the questions that business owners and also directors or marketers in organizations are perhaps missing the boat on, right? So we're going to share with you three very, very, very fundamental elements. So number one, mobile impacts fundamental marketing matrix. Mobile getting might not have been the digital marketing calamity many were expecting, because as you know, mobile getting only affected rankings on mobile devices, not desktop. And as a result, what ended up happening is that the companies that were not mobile ready, they suffered, or they kind of lost the opportunity to really take advantage or get a great start in mobile rankings, right? However, B2B marketers must realize that there are significant and fundamental risks. So according to CWS, which is a I don't want to say a think tank, but a research agency, they actually were able to come up with three areas that are very important. That if you do not have a solid mobile experience, you could have the following: one, a drop in organic ranking as well. It's definitely related, right? With mobile rankings. I'm not saying about desktop rankings, but we're talking about mobile organic rankings. And as a result, a loss in mobile site traffic, and also an increase in bounce rate, right? And I'm pretty sure you've had that experience where you're trying to buy something online, and you're going through your mobile phone, and all of a sudden you hit you actually arrive at a site that's not mobile friendly. More annoying is that their homepage is mobile friendly, and once you start kind of digging deep into the pages, you realize that only part of their site is mobile and the rest is not. That's even more annoying. I actually had that experience. From a B2B perspective, it's the same way. For many reasons, people are searching on the go. We talk about the whole Google micro moments experience, as well as the fact that many of the major influencers in organizations today, whether they are B2C or even B2B, are millennials, and millennials are on their mobiles, right? So you know what? If your website um, it's not mobile friendly, again, you run the experience of running an increasing bounce rate. So B2B marketers remain unaware that providing a less than optimal mobile experience is jeopardizing fundamental online marketing success metrics such as visibility and website traffic, right? So they're missing the boat on this traffic that's out there, right? And these are success metrics, right? Visibility and website traffic. So number one, fundamental marketing metrics are being they don't have that visibility, and opportunities are being missed, right? Missed opportunities when it comes to that. Okay, so again, you can share that with those clients that you have that still have a non-mobile friendly website, right? Soon there will be dinosaurs. Number two, mobile is required for customer engagement. Again, coming in from following on the steps of reason number one, mobile-friendly websites increase customer loyalty, sentiment, and engagement. And in today's digital marketing landscape, or let's say battle for branding, generating traffic, or outdo your competitive, you have to be able to address the issue of customer loyalty, sentiment. So now we're talking about feelings, and also engagement. Very important. So Google study entitled "What Users Want Most from Websites Today" basically came out with this study. And you know what? Unfortunately, I should have gotten the link. I'm going to try to see if I can find it before the end of the webinar. But basically, this study had three interesting data sets. Number one, 74% say they're likely to return to a company site in the future if it is mobile friendly site. Boom. I have to address this. So this is something that you can share with those non-believers still. 48% feel frustrated and annoyed if a company doesn't have a mobile friendly site. You know what? I can attest to that myself. And I'm not a highly, gadget person. And when I get to sites that are not mobile friendly, now I feel frustrated. 52% are less likely to engage with a company that has no mobile website. And these data points that are being shared here are very important because, again, we have to understand that we're dealing with a decision making generation that's mobile. They're mobile users, right? They're inclined to using mobile, not just B2. It's no longer a B2C ish, a B2C must. It's a B2B must as well. These are fairly dramatic statistics. B2B marketers can't afford to annoy prospects and certainly shouldn't erect barriers to engagement. So the pain point is, do you want to continue to annoy your prospects? So a positive mobile experience now absolutely required to successfully interact with prospects in order to drive engagement, leads, and sales. So remember, we're not just talking about filling the pipeline at the top of the funnel. We're talking about the whole process, the process of engagement, the process of leads and sales. So you know what? If a company wants to do, for example, an inbound marketing campaign, make sure that they have a mobile website as a must. I had the opportunity right now working with a consultant this past week, dealing with a major HR consulting company in North America, probably I would say top three, top five in Canada, and they're working on a project for one of their new divisions. Great website, but can you believe it? It was not mobile. So that's one of the things that they have to work with, because whether you add any marketing automation to that, you integrate a marketing automation or an inbound marketing strategy. Again, they need to have a mobile solution in order to drive engagement, leads, and sales. So again, B2B. And the third one is B2B decision makers are increasingly using mobile devices. So that's like, that's already a known fact. However, if your client or your prospects are still wondering if I should or should not, B2B mobile usage is intensifying throughout the entire buying cycle, the entire path to purchase, the entire path to conversion, right? So Google partnered with Millward Brown Digital to survey 3,000 B2B decision makers about their research and purchase habits. According to the study, 42% of researchers use a mobile device during their B2B purchasing process. So here we have some stats that you can gladly share with your client, and it's not all Google driven. This was actually partnered with Millward Brown Digital, a third-party company, and they actually surveyed 3,000 people. That's a pretty good baseline to survey. Search activity for those using a smartphone has intensified. Google is reporting a three times growth in mobile queries. B2B researchers are not just using mobile devices when they're out of the office. 49% of B2B researchers who use their mobile devices for research do so while at work. Okay, so again, it's no longer a luxury; it's a must, right? It isn't just consumer mobile usage that's growing these days. B2B marketers must understand that your customers, prospects, and your buyers are using mobile devices more frequently than ever at the office and outside of work hours to make critical business decisions. So I wanted to share this with you. Hopefully, you can share that with some of the prospects that you're visiting in the next few months who are still stuck with non-friendly mobile websites. And here's an opportunity for you to definitely touch their pain points and address issues that they must definitely have a solution for. Otherwise, they're going to be left behind. They're going to miss the boat. Okay, so excellent. So if I'm going to try to find the study, so therefore I can share that with you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Amalia, Michelle, myself, and I'll try to get a copy of that study so you can have more data points that you can share as well. But I thought that was very interesting for us to share with you at this webinar. Excellent. I wanted to share something a little bit on the light side today. Wanted to share something interesting. Did you know that Google paid a gentleman by the name of Sanmay Ved, paid him, I believe it was $6,000 for for Google.com. Okay, so VED, according to this interesting article from Mashable.com, VED was actually playing with Google domains, which is actually Google's main domain registration, and he found that Google.com was available to purchase for just $12. So I don't know what happened there. Somebody at Google forgot to renew their own their own domain name. And he actually, after seeing Google.com available for purchase on Google Domains, San Mayved actually went for it and owned the most iconic domain name of all time for a grand total of 1 minute. As a matter of fact, he actually checked out, and Google quickly canceled the purchase and later gave him an undisclosed reward. Afterwards, after the whole story, the whole debacle of the Google.com domain name, uh, 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 the story is that Google actually paid San Mayved, Mr. Veds, now $6,000 richer, because obviously if you can look at it, which is Google, right? 6 is a G, 00, G, L, and the 3 obviously being an E. So actually, and not only that, but the company used it for a PR, a little bit of a PR spin, and they paid him $6,000 for the domain. I think this gentleman was nice enough to give it back, and I guess there was an issue about it. They forgot to renew it, and you know what? As a matter of fact, Ved actually then turned around again, being a good Samaritan for the second time, and he donated his reward to the Art of Living India. And as a matter of fact, once Google found this out, they actually doubled the reward, right? The blog post details Google Security Awards program, where it awards people who find security flaws and bugs with Google. According to the post, the company gave out over 2 million in 2015 to over 300 researchers. It's a little bit of a side note in regards to this article. Whenever there's issues with Google security, they actually have an awards program. So anyhow, just wanted to share this interesting story. And why did I want to share it? Because you know what? From time to time, your clients and even consultants may forget to renew their domain names. So make sure that you have set out alerts with the domain name registrars to advise you on domain name purchases, and make sure you have um, a valid email address, right? Have a backup if possible. Create an email address just for domain names, and make sure you have full access to it and that you're getting email alerts. And if you have staff working with you, you know what? Don't leave it to staff. I would actually copy myself on these emails to make sure that I get these domain name renewal alerts, right? Because you don't want to be in a situation where you can lose that domain name, right? And end up paying for it. And you can also share that best business practice with your client, right? Sometimes, you know what, from time to time, we received a request or urgent request from IC saying, you know what, my site is down. What happened? Did we get hacked? I don't see anything. My client is screaming at me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And when you start digging a little bit deeper into the situation, you know what, the client or somebody in the client's organization, or sometimes we've had this before, the internet consultant forgot to renew the domain name. So wanted to share this with you. I know it happens to the best of all, but you know what? We want to make sure that you have a good system in place. Excellent. So I wanted to share with you another this interesting post. You could call it in-depth article. Came from Niels Patel Quick Sprout, and uh, I know that we always get questions in regards to landing pages. What are some of the most effective ways of promoting a product or a service, whether the product is new, the service is new, or you're doing a promotion, etc. Um, Neil Patel and his team at QuickSprout basically share with us 6 ways to use them more effectively. So what are the 6 ways to use landing page more effectively, right? So number 1, if you have a product or a service that's not quite ready, but you want to start using a little bit of a commotion and have a under construction per se, or a coming soon. Yeah, under construction is very old The new term is coming soon, right? Under construction was back in early 2000, where you had under construction pages. But now you can have coming soon landing pages. So your client's about to promote a product and they want to generate a buzz on their social media and they want people to go to a landing page. What are the best ways of promoting this? And you know what? Essentially, you want to create a simple landing page that makes it clear that the product is coming soon, and that allows the visitor to opt in to get updates on the product. So if you can look at this landing page very quickly, apart from the fact that there is a very strong title, right, related to the product that you're going to be offering, or somewhat, using um, um, comedy, if you will, or a fun element to it, uh, in regards to get sexy briefs off your clients. For example, there's a pun to that, there's a story to that. You're making it fun. The whole key thing about it is that there's a strong call to action. So sign up to find out when Briefly launches, and here it is: email. So if you're doing a campaign, make sure that you don't just send them to a website, or sorry, to a web page, a landing page that just kind of has that coming soon message. You want to make sure that you have a strong call to action with an opt-in if possible, right? That way you start collecting subscribers already that you can market afterwards, right? Once your product is ready has been launched, you can then start marketing to them again, right? For a product not quite ready to launch, very simple landing page, which makes it very clear that the product is coming soon, and you want to make sure that allows visitors to opt in to get updates on the product, right? So very important if your client is doing this type of promotion. Moving forward, number two, how to incorporate video into an effective landing page. Now, video is a very good way of relaying a message, very effective way of relaying a message, and more we are seeing the use of videos on landing pages, right? And you can, in some landing pages, as a matter of fact, the video is the sole focus of the page. You could have text beside it as well, and even a button, but the video should stand out so that visitors understand that they should watch it. So make sure that you have the right call to actions for people not to just look at the video screenshot, but actually click on the link or on the video so they can watch it. Sorry. Now, there's two things that you have to keep in mind here. Okay, in order for your video to be very successful in a landing page, number one, you have to have quality video, right? You have to have a video that's been filmed. Doesn't have to be a Hollywood production, but use a professional videographer, right? Unless you are doing a special campaign or a promotion or a spin-off, or you want to use amateur cameras to drive a specific message, or just the style that it is, we would highly recommend that you definitely use a very, very good quality video. And secondly, a compelling story, right? So make sure that you have a storyboard in the beginning, right? Make sure that you have a story behind the video that addresses what the product or service is going to be focusing on. Therefore, the video does become a key effective way to drive conversion, so to drive call to action, drive the person to take action. Sorry, not call to action, but to take action, right? So in this case scenario, for example, this one's actually from Crazy Egg, and if you go to the Crazy Egg landing page, they have a way of promoting a video that explains their heat map tool, and it's pretty much at the center of things, right? And it's their key element in that video, in that landing page. But most important, they did do a very good job with video quality and a compelling story. You wanted to address the pain points, you want to address the benefits, etc. So you want to make sure you are able to do that if your client is doing that. Excellent. Good. I'm getting a couple of questions now. We'll address them, Maria. Okay. What about if you're selling a complex product? how do we what is the best way uh, um, to have a strong message in a landing page? Well, highlight its features, right? So if you have a complex product, creating a video is one way to convey all of its features. If you have a product with complex features, you're not solving one problem, you are solving many with your product. So there's no way to concisely explain all those benefits in a few sentences. So what's the solution? Create sections on your landing page, one for each main feature. And the order is very important. You want to order them from most commonly sought after to least sought after benefits or problem solving, right? So if you look at this one, I believe I don't recall which company is this, but in this case, it's regarding email marketing and email automation. And again, when you're dealing with marketing automation, for example, you're solving many products and your many issues, many problems, and your product can pretty much solve those, right? So in this case, what they did was a very strong header, right, that addresses the solution, the main solution, the top level solution, and then as you can see, they've broken it down here. And I apologize for the size of the screenshot. Should have tried to make it a bit bigger, but they incorporate imagery, right? They incorporate some, oh, this is Aweber. Sorry, this is for Aweber, which is really an email marketing tool per se, and or email automation tool, if you will. And you know what? They address three of their main issues: email automation templates and more, industry leading deliverability. So you know what? If you want to make sure that your emails marketing or your email automation gets delivered properly, okay, they address that issue. And mobile apps, get new email subscribers, and see how your emails are performing when you're on the go. So reporting on the go. So these are three main issues that they wanted to solve for the marketers, and they address them. So if your product or service is a bit complex and has a complex features, and you want to address them, I would recommend do the top three, maximum top five. If you're unless it's a must that you want to have more than five. I mean, you don't want to also overwhelm visitors when they come to your site, right? You want to grab them. So I say, rule of thumb should be three. If you have to, maybe extend to five, but I'll be able to put that in your landing page with a very strong title, right? A very strong title. Don't forget your call to actions and all the other supporting elements. But what the recommendation is, you know what? Create sections on your landing page, one for each main feature. Okay, excellent. So that's number three. Number four is um, um, stop selling to cold traffic and use a lead generation landing page instead. So here we are talking about the aspect of a lead magnet, right? And you want to basically starting your sales funnels with a landing page. So if you are looking at capturing visitors and start really selling them, you know what? Why don't you grab your email marketing database and definitely create a landing page that pretty much reignites or revives those subscribers that perhaps haven't visited your website for a long time. Customers that haven't visited. So what you want to do is you want to create a landing page that right away, you know what, you recapture their attention, and right away you get them to take action of what you want them to do, right? So in this case, for example, Unbounce, which is a leading website in providing resources for landing pages, and they have a whole tool and software as well, landing page conversion. As a matter of fact, they now have courses. In this case, as you can see, is they're marketing to their database, and when they go to if I receive this email, and I click on the landing page link, it takes me to this lead magnet where you can see right away that it really starts again capturing recapturing the attention and the interest for their landing page conversion courses. So again, strong title, right? You don't have to have a lot of text, but have enough text that's required. And right away, you want to make sure that you have a great offer, right? The key thing is send the right type of traffic to a landing page, right? You want to make sure that if you have your email marketing database already segmented, you're reaching out to the right people, right? So if you are using an inbound marketing solution, probably makes it much easier. But if you're just using email marketing, you want to make sure that um, that you have you're touching you're connecting with the right audience. And according to this article, it's possible with a what they call a lead magnet landing page targeted to a segment of prospects. You could achieve conversion rates of over 50%. Okay, so that's number 4. Number 5, another way to use landing pages effectively is to focus on the problem you solve before introducing the product. So for simple problems, customers already know exactly what they're trying to find. If you sell a product to such customers, you need to take a different approach. On your landing page, you should have very clear, simple text as the focal point. That main text should describe the product the visitor is looking for and a strong call to action. So again, in this case, is in regards to a conference that's happening, and it's from the Mint conference, and you can see right now here that you're addressing the issue, and the issue here or the problem is, helping you identify or best position value proposition to your clients, entice your visitor to keep reading the high level details of your event. So for event marketing, this is what they provide you with, and right away, there's a strong call to action, right? So solve the problem, right? That your audience is looking for. So in this case, you know what? Maybe I'm trying to look for a conference that can help me with my marketing, that can help me with understanding how to position, my company's value proposition, etc. Branding and anything that has to do with marketing. So this company does a great job of just getting to the getting to the nitty gritty, the main message, and with a strong call to action. The other thing that I would recommend in this case is also, apart from just having, get my ticket and you take them to the uh, to the next phase of the conversion path. I would also probably, just add video if it makes any sense. But I guess they wanted to keep it simple, right? So this is another great way of doing this. Okay, perfect. Um, Here we go again, and then another one here. Let me just put this here for a side. I'm getting a couple questions. Number 6, let your visitor choose their own adventure. Certain products have many different features, all of which could be their own products. Different customers might be interested in a specific feature and not care about the others. If you use the other options we've looked at so far, you'll be emphasizing certain features near the top of your landing page. The solution is to give them a choice. Instead of jumping right into a feature, you let your visitors choose what they're interested in. Then, depending on the button or link they choose, you take them to a certain section of the page. So this is very similar to, I would say, I'm just going to go back for a second very quickly here. Oops, shoot. Okay, sorry about that. Very similar to number 3. If you're selling a complex product, I think this is another way of doing it, and I apologize if I'm going fast. With number 6, and this is one from HubSpot, you can definitely see that they're trying to target 5 different types of audiences. One, who's interested. So this is a landing page for HubSpot. And one is somebody who's interested on the marketing platform, so the solution. Somebody who's interested on the sales software. So you bring your client, so you bring your users or visitors to the landing page, and they choose where they want to go. So if I don't really care about the state of inbound or this report, that's a very important report that inbound that HubSpot releases on a yearly basis. I just want to know about the marketing platform. I'll go here, right? Or you know what? If I just want to know about a comprehensive marketing training resource, I register here. So in some cases, you are giving them a bit of a choice of where they should go. I would test this like anything in like any landing page. You want to test it because you want to make sure that you're not also confusing your target audience as well, your targeted audiences as well. You want to make sure that that people who are looking for marketing platforms don't get sidetracked and go to a sales software one. But however, it does allow for flexibility for the visitor to choose their experience. So this is another way of using landing pages more effectively. Again, the best way is to test these things out. Test them out. Make sure you do a bit of test before you do a complete integrated marketing campaign to drive traffic. Excellent. Quick question here that I have just before I move on to the next slide is it possible to have a landing page with a video which is not directed to the public but for physicians? So to ask the user to register or sign up before watching the video. Okay. So is it possible to have a landing page with a video which is not directed to the public but for physicians? Okay. And asking them to register or sign up before watching the video. Excellent. I think it is a possibility. It is something that can be done. The only thing is that you may lose some, and it has to be tested because you may lose some traffic. You may have a bit of a drop off of traffic of users who come to your landing page. They kind of see that there is a video available there, but in order for me to watch the video, I have to type in my information. They may get annoyed by it, right? So you want to make sure that the experience, it's all about the experience. So you want to make sure that perhaps, maybe the video is 5 minutes long, but maybe you just share 30 seconds of the video. And then if they want to learn more or read more or see more, then they have to sign up. I think that's probably a better way of doing it. Then they get to a page and they're clicking. For example, I'm trying to click on this report and it won't download because it's asking me to sign up first, or it won't let me do that. Then it may not work, right? There is a great feedback here from David Duncan who explains to us that you can use Wistia, WISTIA, to collect email addresses before viewing the video. So Maria, I would recommend that check out Wistia and see how their features work, how this functionality works. But from my experience, you don't want to be in a situation where you're annoying and you're pretty much creating more work for your visitors, right? So definitely keep it simple for them. So thank you, David Duncan, for your recommendation. The other question is in regards to landing page costs. Maria, I will definitely have the team get back to you in regards to that and definitely share that with you. So again, these are some simple ways for you to really improve the use of landing pages. Again, you can visit QuickSprout and they have this. If I'm just going to pause it for a second and I'm going to see if I can share this link with everybody. So just give me a quick second, please. I want to see if I can share this with you. Hold on here. Definitely want to share that here. Okay, perfect. So here it is. And I know that I still got to try to get you the other link. So if I don't have it today, for sure, I'll have it for you tomorrow. But sorry, next week, next Tuesday. But yeah, have a look at it. These are not rocket science ideas. But you know what? Sometimes when you're trying to create a landing page for your clients, you run out of ideas. And it's always good to have these ideas refreshed. So have a look at this. And you know what? Oh, okay. Yep, Luis, I will definitely spell Wistia here. Wistia. Okay, here we go. And you know what? I know my screen's still paused, so give me a quick second and I will definitely provide you with something even better. I'll provide you with their website, wistia.com. So go have a look at them. And thank you again, David, for sharing that valuable link. I didn't even think about it as we were speaking, but thank you. And have a look at it. I just posted the website for everybody here, and definitely have good solutions. I know that some of our ICs have had great experiences with Wistia, so definitely I recommend you check it out and see if their pricing models match. Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm going to bring Michelle just quickly, just to kind of recap a little bit of the ALM Pro. She'll be very fast. We're not going to take much time. It's towards the end of the webinar, but if you're still kind of looking for a out-of-the-box solution for your clients. Michelle, over to you.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Armando. Just wanted to remind everyone, or for those who don't know already, that we do have a promotion for a 5-page WordPress templated theme website. The cost for that is $699, so it's very economical for someone who's maybe looking for a quick website or something simple. It already comes fully responsive, has a blog module included, contact us form, also offers Google Analytics integration, and of course it is SEO friendly. So if you are interested, please reach out to myself, Amalia, or Armando, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. And yeah, this is a great tool for your clients that you know what they wanna start the new year with a new website, and you know, specifically for those small consultants, you know, those whether it's a lawyer or an accountant, you know, one-man practices, and they're still using an old website and want to refresh. Definitely, it's an investment. The beautiful thing about it is that because it's such a low price, you know, some of that budget, the additional budget that they would have perhaps spent on a custom-made website, could be used for some SEO or other marketing activities to drive traffic to the website. So now, if you want some tips from the team in regards to, you know, what are some of the key selling points of this product, feel free to reach out to our Amalia, Michelle, or myself. Again, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for your questions. Definitely as a pleasure always to be here with you all today. And we look forward to a great month for you in February. I hope that January was already great for you, starting to close some deals, some sales. Your business is growing. We wish the same for February. Again, this month we will have a guest speaker. I'm trying to line them up. I'm hoping that's going to be the third week or last week of February. So do keep in touch with that, and keep in touch with us, and hopefully we'll be able to share that with you. Thank you very much. Have yourself a great week. Thank you for joining us.